Do 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 5 hours in.
Hey everyone, and welcome to... Okay, let's not do that again. But yes, hello and welcome to 5 Hours In, where we play a game for 5 hours and talk about our experience in about 5 minutes. My name's Chris and I've been playing Star Fox Zero. So if you know me and have followed this channel, you know I'm a big Star Fox fanatic. Star Fox 64 is one of my favourite games of all well, it could possibly be one of my favourites. You'd just have to watch an eventual Abrit to find that out. Anyway, I love Star Fox and I'm a big fan. I do every game in the series. So while I knew this game didn't have any multiplayer and some other shortcomings, I was super excited to play a reimagining of Star Fox 64. So the game pretty much throws you into a preliminary training mode after the title screen, which I say is a good move because, yep, you've guessed it, the controls take a bit of getting used to. At first I was unsure, but for me I eventually grew to really like the control scheme. I like being able to move my aiming reticle slightly more to hit more enemies, and this is mostly useful in like on-rail segments or in tight corridors in the Walker. But yeah, I quite like the controls to be honest for the most part. I do have to keep pressing Y to recenter my aiming reticle, but that's not really an issue most of the time. And the right stick does all the boosting, braking and drifting, which still sometimes catches me off guard, and you can't boost and brake and drift at the same time, which kinda sucks, but hey, I just had to get used to it. Which I did. Seriously, I don't think the control scheme is that hard to get to grips with, and I think it's pretty good. When I got to the main menu and saw the option for training, I thought, yeah, I think I'll practice for a bit. And the training is nice and works well for its purpose. I recommend for others to go here first too. The intro prologue is really nice. It's very similar to the one from Star Fox 64, but with a bit more detail. From here I could already tell that this game was made for Star Fox 64 lovers, and the game really doesn't try to hide that. But for me, that's a plus because I can't help but enjoy it. So the first level has us start off in good old Corneria, though not before checking our teammates above the planet's surface, and I did get a kick out of that. Anywho, the first level was great at getting you to the grips of the game's controls, as the level isn't that intense. The boss fight here introduces you to the fact that the TV screen will be perma-locked onto the boss, where you pretty much have to use the cockpit view on the gamepad to navigate and shoot, and honestly, I was fine with this after getting to grips with it, and I actually find it pretty cool. Some bosses can be a bit crazy as you try to get your bearings, like the Scrapworm and Titania, but it's not too hard to recompose yourself, I find. So the training mode taught me to press A to transform into the Walker and the R-Ring, so I naturally tried to do that in Corneria, but you actually acquire vehicle ability as you progress through the main game. And speaking of the Walker, it's great. It's nice to see an idea from the unreleased Star Fox 2 being implemented to great effect. The Walker seems like a genuinely useful tool for the Star Fox crew to have, and it's great to use sometimes on land to take care of some enemies. Oh, and the transforming on the fly is awesome. The other vehicles are great too. The Landmaster is back, though this time it has a neat transformation in the form of the Gravmaster. The Gyro Ring is okay, but it's slow paced and is pretty much made redundant when the Walker gets the hacking upgrade later anyway. I've always wanted to see new vehicles in a new Star Fox game, so it's great to see these new additions. Some of the levels are fantastic. Sector Beta is where it occurred to me, yeah, this is awesome. Beta was great because it felt like an actual big space dogfight with squadrons and stuff. The Star Wolf fight here is great too. I just love how more involved Star Wolf and his team are in this game. And just look how epic it is to fight them in Venom. It's just so good. The last few moments fighting the Gigarilla in the Corridor of Illusion were great, and the Andros fight itself was pretty challenging. And he has a weird metal face when you get near him, which I assume is a homage to his SNES look, which is cool. And the escape sequence is epic as hell. And just quickly, I do like how some things are changed from Star Fox 64 plot-wise, such as Peppy getting lost in Titania instead, just slight dialogue changes and so on. It's nice for people like me who played the hell out of 64. So after getting goosebumps from the ending, I wondered what was next. Well, I unlocked arcade mode, which seems to be just mission to mission or something, and new challenges in training mode. But I decided to go back to the first level and step on that pad as a Walker, and it would lead me to go through a teleport or portal thing and bring me to an alternative mission, which was hard as balls. Like, just watch my footage I captured. I did find it hard to keep track of what was in front of me in the gamepad in the cockpit and my surroundings on the TV, but after realising I had to be more careful, I succeeded. I then did the alternate zones with the R-Wing, and that was where my 5 hours ended. I really enjoyed my time with the game, and the more I played, the more I liked it. I think the controls work really well after I get used to them, and I like the levels and the action. The game just feels more grand, and the cinematics and bigger scales in places like Sector Beta help us. Oh, and I think the game does actually look nice enough. Apparently people don't. There are frame rate drops when things get a bit hectic, but it's nothing to write home about. It was great getting back into this world again with all the character dialogue and interaction. Though maybe it was just me, but having the constant talking through the gamepad made it hard to hear the great music on the TV. And I do like how each Star Fox team member has a unique design to them too. I do wonder about the longevity of this game though. No real multiplayer sucks, and will I find to be playing the same missions as fun as I do in Star Fox 64? What more content is there? Well, you know what, I'm actually just gonna stop talking and carry on playing the game to find out.
Alright boys, let's rock and roll!
Do 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 do. This is our Ren Slate song.
See anything like that? Everybody, stay alert!
Oh, I left the mic on.